Welcome back to Tequila Gundam Gaming. In this video we'll be covering the fourth and final of the initial wave of starter decks, ST4 Seed Strike. This starter deck has a mid-range playstyle where it excels at dealing with the board. One interesting aspect about it though is that it accomplishes this in two different ways. The white half of the deck controls the board through blockers, while the red half focuses on destroying enemy units. Because of this, the deck can feel a little clunky at times if you have particular pieces in your hand that don't have matching synergies. First, we'll talk about Athrun Zala and his link units. Athrun has a very strong effect where when linked, you're able to choose active enemy units that are level 5 or lower to attack. This synergizes really well with the Aegis mobile armor mode and regular Aegis Gundam. You can either deal piercing damage with Breach, or deal effect damage with the Aegis when it attacks. While Athrun excels at controlling the board through combat, Kira excels with the various blocker synergies that he pairs with, and his ability to give AP-2 on attack. The L Strike has the effect that when paired with a level 4 or higher pilot, you can choose an enemy unit with 4 or less HP and return it to hand. Note that when you bounce a mobile suit, any pilots attached will also be returned to hand, so while bouncing can be a good source of tempo, it should not be treated like hard removal. The standard Strike Gundam also has the effect of on-play, draw one, discard one, allowing you to filter through your hand and get the pieces that you want. Next, we'll go over the Archangel and some of the blocker synergies present in the white half of the deck. The Archangel has the effect that for 2 resources, you can choose one of your units with blocker and set it as active, though it can't attack for the rest of the turn. This means that you can attack with your blockers and get in some good damage, and then restand them so that you're still able to defend yourself on the following turn. The blockers in the deck include the Mobius, the L Strike from earlier, and the token that comes from the Striker Pack command card. This command card is one of the few in the initial starter decks that allows you to play a body through its first effect when revealed in life. Next we have Mulaflaga and his Mobius Zero. Mu might seem strong at first due to the fact that it's removal both on your turn and your opponent's, but because you're restricted to targets with 3 or less HP, it can be a little limited at times, and bouncing can feel like a temporary solution. This combined with the Mobius Zero's somewhat lackluster stats means that they aren't the highest priority in the deck. Next we have Miguel and his Jin. Though the effect of Miguel's Jin might be hard to activate at times since it depends on you having another link unit, it having 3 attack for only a level 2 is very effective at knocking out an EX base early and being an aggressive piece in general. Miguel himself also has a very decent effect, allowing you to give a friendly unit that's level 2 or lower first strike, meaning that it can deal damage when fighting an enemy before receiving any itself, though it can feel a little limited in how many level 2s you're actually running. We'll also bring up the Vesalius here. It has the effect that when resting it, you can choose one friendly unit and give it +1 AP for the turn. This extra 1 attack may not seem like a lot, but it allows you to boost your smaller mobile suits and allow them to destroy much bigger threats on the field. Finally, we have the Strike Dagger and the Jin. While they don't have any effects, they have very decent stats for how early you're able to play them and can form a good core of aggression before you start leading into your strong units. And here is the upgraded starter made out of combining 2 of them. As you can see, we max out on the big blocker packages and the Athrun links, making you excel at controlling the board in various ways. And that marks the end of our series covering each of the Gundam card game starter decks. I hope these videos were helpful for you in learning about the starter decks and their strategies. Comment below if you had any questions or feedback, and I wish you all the best of luck in your release events.